just think that Poole and Kuzma chucking off shots will win them like 2 more games than the Pistons.
You think so? You think
Just like
you,
two
th- you
more.
think shot chuckers are better than like methodical players?
if the methodical players aren't making the shots.
True. Yeah, the shot chuckers will make them eventually. So guys, welcome back to another episode of Quarter Kings. You're with your host, Austin Chang, and with me, of course, every other week, Ryan Yu. How you doing, man?
I'm good, bro.
Of course, I have to catch you when you're drinking water,
For
man.
real.
I have to start it when that
For
happens.
real, but we're in person now. Setups improved.
Of course, we got some scenery in the back, you know what I'm saying? Some flowers, just to make it more lively, you
Those
know?
look like noodles. You know, like the dried noodle stacks?
You're right,
Yeah.
it does look like noodles, huh? And this looks like a flower.
Bro, that's like spaghetti work right here.
That's some spaghetti work, bro. I'm ready spaghetti for this podcast, you know what I'm saying, dude?
It's a good day today.
And you know what? The first thing I noticed when you walked in, man, that jersey, bro. And this guy pulled up in this jersey, and I said, "What are you doing, man?" And he said, "You know what? You should go back up and get your jersey." So this is the Ben Simmons podcast. It's not Carter Kings. It's the Ben Simmons podcast. Even though he's been playing pretty bad and he's been injured.
Yeah.
Same story with Ben Simmons. It is what
Are
it is.
you happy you didn't draft him
I did draft him in one of my leagues.
in our league?
In your league, am I happy? I'm not happy, but I'm not sad. You know.
Oh yeah.
I'm indifferent, dude. I'm indifferent.
I'm versing Asman this week, and he
He
has
has
him on the IL.
I remember when he drafted him, dude.
Yeah, you weren't happy.
I was like, it is what it is, you know.
Yeah.
Like there were so much guys on. What was it? He picked him like 100 something, or like
It was on like 12th or 13th round.
so like 100. I picked Ryan, not Ryan, Austin Reeves. So
Oh,
like,
that's fair. That's fair.
definitely winning, even though he hasn't been performing as of late. Even though his last game was pretty good.
Yeah.
But you know, still rather have him than Simmons. So yeah,
Well, this is peak Ben Simmons over here.
that's peak Ben Simmons. This is like maybe peak Ben Simmons.
Debatable.
Maybe the surgery or wherever he had, or wherever he's going through right now. Maybe next he's gonna come out and start scoring, bro. Because this guy is taking like 2 shots a game.
Let's just hope he goes back to form, because I have him to be not a breakout kind of, but a comeback player type of thing.
Okay.
Hopefully.
Also, there's 3 guys. I was gonna talk about this because I saw the stats for some of these 2 guys, and I'm like, you know what? There are 3 guys going to this season that I said we're gonna be like breakout candidates.
Mhm.
That I expect them to be like really solid, if not this year, the next 2-3 years. And there's 3 guys. So the first guy I'll name who hasn't been as crazy is Jabari Smith. Like he's been okay. Like still the same numbers.
I mean, look at the Rockets now. They're what? They're actually in a. I know it's early.
I know
but
it's they're what 6-2 or something. Yeah, right.
They're pretty good standing right now. So
Yeah, they're 5-3 right now.
Yeah.
So they're really good, and obviously,
credit to due where like Jabari Smith is contributing. Jalen Green.
the real thing is that people thought Van Vliet and Green were going to be the top guys. The real number 1 guy is Alperen Şengün.
Yeah,
He's
been
the real
super
number 1
dominant
option.
right now.
He's averaging 19 and 8, I'm pretty sure, and he's hitting some 3 balls as well. It's something that we didn't think was going to come along
Yeah.
that fast into his game. So he's been looking really solid. So Jabari is averaging like 12 points a game, but 2 other guys that have been performing, especially as of late, Keontae George and Jaden Hardy.
Yeah.
Those are 2 guys that I talked about. I think they're breakout candidates. I think they can contribute right now. And Keontae George last game didn't shoot as great, but he had 11 assists, had 9 assists a few games ago. And Jaden Hardy, coming back from injury, he's supposed to be that 6th man for this Mavericks team, and he's been that guy right now. 5 for 8 last game, 14 points.
Nice.
Like these are 2 guys that I really high on, and they look like they're performing. So I'm pretty happy with that.
Well, that's good to hear, man. Like, but there's some other guys that have been like a little disappointing throughout too. Even though I thought they were gonna be breakouts.
Which one of those guys?
Jordan Poole.
Jordan Poole.
Yeah, Jordan Poole hasn't. He's been okay. It's not.
Yeah, like he's doing what you expect him to do. He's just not making the shots that he should be.
You saw that Chris Stapps block?
Oh man, that was like, I mean, what was worse, that or them lobbing it off the backboard down 20 points? Like
No,
was
but you're already
worse?
down 20 points at that point, right?
Yeah, I
just
guess.
just do something fun for the fans.
Yeah, there's some baddies in the crowd. Gotta lob it up to Kuzma off the backboard. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna talk about Poole. I have him on my team, so I mean, hopefully he does better. I
Mhm.
expect him to do better, obviously.
Hopefully.
Even though I tried trading him to you. You know?
I said no.
He said no because he had Kuzma. That's why he said no.
Yeah, that's fair.
So,
We'll
yeah.
see. We'll see. Season's still very early. We got some things that are happening right now.
Yeah, 10 games into the season.
Yeah.
And the topic that came up for Ryan was standings predictions 10 games into the season. Yeah, 10 games into the season.
Way too early.
Yeah, talk about way too early. That is way, way too early. I mean, when I was looking at the standings for each team, usually it says last 10 games, right? So I
Yeah.
look at that to see like their current form, see how they're doing recently. I'm just looking over like it's the exact same record as their current record. I'm like, there's no way it's 10 games into the season we're doing this, but we are doing it.
We are doing it. We're gonna see if the predictions now come true in April.
In April, yeah, not too far away, just
Just a few months away.
just half a year, no big deal, no big deal.
Well, it's like 1/8 of the season done.
Which is crazy,
That is.
Seems like it flew by. 1/8. I'll start voting it
that's,
soon.
yeah, it is soon. Because that's what, like 3/8?
Yeah.
3/8 through? Yeah.
I don't know why you're saying 3/8, 1/8. Like, just say
Is
the
it?
month, man. Just,
Bro, I
just
don't
say the
know.
month, dude.
Alright, but we can just start right into it. I do have some opinions for you later, but
Okay.
we'll check that through when we reach that team.
Of course, of course.
Yeah. East or West, bro?
What do you think is a weaker conference?
The East.
It's definitely the
It's
East.
the
I was
East.
gonna say. I was looking through each of the standings, and that was one thing that came to mind. I was like,
Yeah. The
'Cause
West just looks too many good
too
teams.
stacked, right?
Yeah.
And like, I think around the bubble year, like 2020, around that is when the East really started making a comeback.
Mhm.
You really thought that the East looked really strong. That was when Oladipo was still a pacer at that point.
Peak all the deep.
Went to 8, looked really strong. Like the Raptors were fighting for a play-in spot. And the West was kind of falling off, and now it's like the complete opposite.
Now we're just going
We're
back to traditional ways,
back to
bro.
traditional. West is too strong.
Yeah, the Western Conference, and I want to say like the Beastern Conference. Like,
Yeah, that's what it was.
nah, but
now it's not.
it's the weekend. The week.
It's the weekend conference,
Yeah,
dude.
the weekend conference.
It's the weekend conference. So let's start with the East then, because it is the
Alright.
week conference.
You want to start from 15 to 1 or 1 to 15?
I think we should start from 1,
1?
because we'll probably have similar opinions for 15 anyways when we get down there.
Yeah.
So, number 1, I think we should be on the same page for this, just from how dominant they looked from the start of the season. I think Boston is probably gonna.
Boston's my 2 seed.
Is there 2?
It's my 2 seed, and I'll give you my reason next. But go for it.
Yeah, because personally, I mean, all the guys have been pretty healthy so far, and the way they integrated Porzingis has actually been pretty solid.
Yeah.
I think that was going to be a transition that people were kind of confused about. They didn't think that he would be able to really come in and impact, because, I mean, he's a 7'1" power forward.
Yeah.
It's hard to fit that into a team. And him and Tatum have already developed some good chemistry, so I think with that, alongside all the rest of the guys still performing at their peak level, like Drew Holiday hasn't fallen off.
Yeah.
Derek White has looked really, really solid. Sam House has been shooting. Pritchard has been contributing. So it's been a pretty solid team. And obviously, regular season is different than playoffs. Pritchard is not going to be playing in the playoffs that much, right? But regular season, he is going to be playing. And if he contributes, then they should have a good regular
Well,
season
if
record.
anything, he does well in the he does well in the regular season. He's going to get minutes in playoffs.
You would hope so. Not obviously not as much.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like, he's not going to be playing as much as he is right now. But if he's playing right now and contributing well, they're a good regular season team.
Yeah. For real, the only reason why I didn't put them first seed, because it's not that they don't take it seriously, but like it's just a regular season. They're gonna have a high playoff standing. They're gonna take things a bit slower towards the end of the season, rest some of their guys up.
But do you think they're going to rest to the point where they lose the first seed?
No. Well, they're gonna. That's why they hit the second seed for me.
If they do make the second seed and they're set there, then they would rest.
Yeah.
But I feel like if they have a chance for the first seed, they're obviously going to fight for it. I think they should.
Probably.
Because the East being so weak at the bottom, it's like I mean, let's say it's the Raptors at 8. Oh, yeah, that's another thing. If the Raptors are at 8, and let's say the Hornets are at 7, you would obviously want the
You
second
want the second seed.
Yeah.
Instead. Yeah.
So it also depends on that. But yeah, I see your reasoning for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if they do tank, makes sense.
My first seed goes to the 76ers.
Oh, yeah, they've been blazing, right?
Super, especially since they traded James Harden. Like, that shit went wild for them, because Tyrese Maxey, like I said, stepped up.
He's a star. He's a superstar, maybe. Yeah,
For real. Like, he's definitely being an all-star this year.
he should be.
That's what I'm projecting. And the role players they got in exchange. Like,
Yeah.
holy. Like, I know, like, they have a lot of wings right now. Maybe a bit too many, but again, you can never have too many wings. I think that with all this wing depth, either they keep going forward with these guys, or at the trade deadline, they'd make something happen.
Yeah, they flipped some of those pieces.
Bring in a superstar. That's
And
what I think can happen.
here's the thing: do you think they need a superstar?
Not right now, no. But then again, like Embiid has known to fall off in the playoffs. Maxi's been pretty good, but he's still pretty young.
Hmm.
Maybe bring in someone that you know will like step up during those when the lights are the brightest. You know.
Right. Because I have this thing with the Sixers where in the playoffs it seems like on a basketball team when you're running through the same two guys and those guys are struggling, it's hard for the role players to kind of step up just out of nowhere. Because throughout the season, Tobias Harris has just been sitting in the corner. Paul Reed even has just been a backup.
Mm-hmm.
You can't expect him to be like to contribute like that if the stars are struggling. If that's how they've been playing the whole season, but I think now, I feel like this roster can really compete.
Yeah.
I think Maxi is a perennial superstar, but at the end of the season, I expect him to be like a real superstar. He's like extremely solid. He is. You really can't guard him.
So good.
Him and Vassell have looked really good, and if Tobias Harris is getting the opportunity to really contribute as like a third scorer, as someone that's going to get the ball and get plays drawn for him,
Mm-hmm.
then I don't see why not this team can't win in the playoffs. I think there's a whole different level of game being played. Nick Nurse being a new coach as well, like
It's a new culture, kind of.
it really is a new culture.
Because
Oubre,
you get what happened to Oubre was unfortunate.
yep, he got hit by a car,
Yeah.
but he'll be back. Like I'm not too worried about
And
that.
he looked great.
Yeah,
He looked great out there with
for his role, yeah, he looked great.
Yeah.
Scoring 20 points per game, energy off the bench,
Mhm.
decent defender actually, which
for
is
real.
that's been his real downfall so far. Their roster, I think, is built to win a championship.
It's built for sure. I just the history given Embiid in the playoffs. That's what I'm most concerned of. If I'm like Daryl Morey.
I would be concerned, but I think with Nick Nurse being the new coach, and the way they've been playing so far in the season, it's like Embiid. I feel like he's been playing with like a lot of pressure.
A chip on his shoulder.
Not that, just like a lot of pressure where it's like people, like, him and Harden, like they're poised to be this great team, and he needs to perform. He's kind of had this pressure. I think now it's like I don't think he's as worried anymore with Maxi stepping up, and Maxi being this good.
Well,
Because in the playoffs, I mean, I swear, Maxi's game is built for the playoffs.
Maxi doesn't shy away.
He doesn't.
Like he doesn't choke. He just plays his game, and it's beautiful.
His shooting has come such a long way. He attacks the rim with great force. I mean,
Mhm.
he's one of the best finishers I've seen at the rim. Seriously, he's actually really good at the rim. And if it's him, Embiid, Harris as a third scorer, Oubre off the bench, like, bro, this team is really solid.
It's
It's
solid
really, I
team.
think this team could really contribute. That's why I have them second.
So 1-2.
Yeah, 1-2.
1-2.
Just like that.
I just think Philly might want to take the regular season a little more seriously.
Yeah.
Just because like they've disappointed in the past. They don't
Yeah.
want to. They want to try finishing the season strong so they can go into the playoffs strong. As
With a
well.
lot of momentum as
Yeah.
well, yeah.
But yeah, 1-2. That's solidified.
Yeah, it makes sense.
All
makes
right.
sense.
Okay. Number 3.
I have the Bucks,
Bucks.
still. I mean,
That's a given.
they've been struggling so far, but I mean,
I
Giannis
don't-
got ejected last game for no reason. I
He
really
sat
don't know.
beside the fan.
Yeah, it's like they've been struggling, but some of their losses have just been like sometimes people play pretty bad.
No, but you can't even. It's still relatively new. 10 games in. That's not even enough of a sample size to see what chemistry can be built, right?
Yeah,
And you got Chris Middleton adapting to a third scorer type of role when he's traditionally the second guy.
Hmm.
So knowing that you have Dame handling the ball a bit more now, Giannis does his thing, so Middleton has to settle in with maybe the other guys like Malik Beasley, Bobby Portis, Brook Lopez. Like he's settling down with those guys, but it's fine. A few months, they'll figure something out.
yeah, they still are one of the premier teams in the East, and it's been like that for a couple years. As long as Giannis is on the team, you expect him to be great.
Yeah.
And they had a Dame, like come on, like, because after these three teams, I think it does fall off. Like I'm not comfortable putting the Bucks into that next tier. So I think it makes
These are the
sense for
three
them to
S tier teams right now in the East. At
Yeah,
least.
they're like the real tier one
Yeah.
for the East.
Yeah.
This is when it gets a little bit more spicy. Is when we get to 4.
I would say so too, because when we get to 4, we're gonna have maybe a few more debates. Here and
Yeah.
there.
So I'll start off. I had the Cavs at 4.
Cavs 8.
You have them at 8.
8.
The Cavs at 8.
Yeah.
You have the Pacers and the Bulls in there, don't you?
Pacers are 4th.
Mm.
Bulls are down there.
Okay. You
Yeah.
don't believe in the Bulls.
Bulls are blowing it up. I'm calling it.
Yeah, they should. They
Yeah.
should. But let's get to that later.
Yeah.
So I just want to hear why you have the Cavs 8.
Cavs 8. I know Donovan Mitchell's been doing his thing. Evan Mobley's been amazing,
Yeah,
but
I drafted him.
I haven't too.
He's in.
Jared Allen has not been as.
He literally just came back from bone bruise.
I know, but still.
Come on, man. You just made that excuse for Middleton.
Fine. But I'm also looking at just like how much improvements the other teams are coming from. Like I have Pacers, Tyrese Halliburton, he's stepping up big time.
Okay.
And the addition of Bruce Brown's crazy. Hawks are looking pretty good this year, after a disappointing last year. And what's his name?
DeJounte Murray.
No, the rookie on the Hawks.
Oh my god, I forgot his name too.
But
Man.
he's crazy. He's going off. He's popping off right now.
Yeah, he's like a strong start to the season.
Yeah,
Why can't I remember his name?
cause it's like two J's, right?
Jalen Johnson.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's two J's. But he's been crazy, and I think he's gonna keep this momentum. Like he's gonna be a dark horse for Rookie of the Year. You can see, I can see. I think the Knicks are pretty good right now.
Yeah.
Randall hasn't been the best,
He's been horrible.
but Jalen Brunson can carry that team on his own.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the Cavs.
Why so low though? I mean, they have two. They have one, I think, superstar in Mitchell. They have Garland, who's an all-star. They have Mobley, who's a defensive anchor, and Jared Allen, who's like a good rebounder as well. Like,
I don't know. It just felt right putting them down there.
that's crazy. I am at 4 because, I mean, Mitchell is making that leap. He's been really strong to start the season. Also, you got to take into account injuries. Like, other than Jared Allen, who's missed with a bone bruise, which is a horrible injury for a big man because all your weight's going down on your foot. What's his name? Darius Garland has missed like 2-3 games as well. He's come back from injury also. And Mobley has looked strong. And if you add Allen, I mean, that's how their team really like works. You know, like you have two big men down in the paint. That's how they work off each other. That's been their game. Two guards as well. And they had like Chetty Osman, Dean Wade in the past. They have Max Strus as their shooter now.
Yeah, that's fair.
Core off the bench for defense. This team has really improved. And if you're expecting these young guys to make a leap, like Mitchell's still relatively young. Their whole roster is pretty young. I expect Mobley to make a pretty big jump this year, and he's looked pretty solid so far. This team they have to be at least top 5 for me. Like they're built for the regular season. Their guys have been relatively healthy these last few years. I don't see why they shouldn't be finishing lower than 5.
I think I keep going back to the injury point too. If you can't stay healthy right at the start of the season, it's tough for you to keep going down that path. Staying healthy.
Well, it's more like Allen was injured before the season started.
Yeah, but even before, if you're coming back from a bone bruise, there's a higher likelihood that you're gonna develop more lower bottom. Like
Okay. I mean, I guess you can say that
lower
about
extremity injuries.
you can say that about a lot of guys though as well.
But Allen's a big man. He's a 7-footer.
Yeah, but like
That's
Durant came back from injury like that. George came back from injury like that. Even Embiid had an injury last season as well.
But
So
we're
was
talking
LeBron.
about like superstar level players.
Yeah, we're talking about like just a normal role player that's not asked to do that much. Like he's not asked to like carry the offense. Like he's just there to rebound and block shots. Like that shouldn't be too much of a big deal.
I don't know. Cavs.
And Garland missed like 2-3 games. That's all he missed. Like that's just a normal injury. Like Tyler Hero is about to miss 2, 3, 4 weeks.
But they haven't looked that good even when they were out.
Who?
The Cavs.
They haven't looked good.
They haven't looked that good. Like if all of them were healthy playing together, maybe I'd put them.
They look strong to me. I think they look as solid as you can. I mean, they played 2 games together right now. It's like you can't really grab that much. The Lakers started like 2-20 last year. You never know. Like I still believe in this team as like a top 5 team in the East, a contender for the East. And by the end of the season, these guys are young. They should be improving. They're gonna mesh well together. I mean, you're integrating new pieces into the team too.
Fair.
I think they finished like 3rd last year. Wow, how they been finishing less than 5, right? Like I don't know, man.
I just see the improvements for the other teams much greater. I don't know.
Okay, here's the one with the Pacers. This is a team that I don't know about because the Pacers, yes, they look really strong right now. Halliburton has been unreal.
Yeah.
Brown he's been decent. He's been okay.
Miles Turner wants to be an All-Star this year too.
Okay, I mean he's been the same guy the last few years, but I think they're probably gonna have to move off of Hield because that's what they've always talked about doing is trading Hield. Hield has even said it publicly, like he's probably gonna be gone. If they are bringing up Benedict Mathurin into their starting lineup and playing him the most, it's tough because Hield provides so much for the offense in late games, especially when you're relying on young guards like Mathurin, Nemhard, and even Neesmith, if you want to say so. It's tough. Like there's gonna be a learning curve for those guys, and there's only so much Halliburton can do. You know, like, I feel like I compare the Pacers to the Hornets, where they have a young star, but they have guys that you want to become stars.
The Pacers aren't prison squad.
I mean, okay, jokes aside, like the Hornets have LaMelo Ball, who's like an all-star guard.
Yeah.
you're hoping that either Miller or PJ Washington or Miles Bridges makes that jump to be that second star that you can help build your team around. I think it's the same with the Pacers where you have Halliburton as your solid number one guy. Turner is like a really strong big man. He can burst onto the scene as a superstar, maybe, or as a star, obviously. But then you're hoping for Matherin, Nemhard, and Neesmith. Those are three guys you're expecting to break out. Same with the Hornets. I feel like kind of the same situation.
Tyrese is in a very similar boat to Jalen Brunson. He's one of those guys that can help carry a team.
Not LaMelo.
Well, we haven't seen LaMelo do it yet.
I mean, this season he has been doing it.
Where are the Hornets sitting?
Not too far down.
They're still pretty down there.
I mean, they're like 3-5, and all the teams are pretty kind of like mixed up together, anyways. I mean, the Cavs are 4-5, the Bucks are 5-4, Kings are 4-4. I mean, look, the Timberwolves are 3-5, so it's like no, not 3-5.
No, they're higher up. They're
the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies are 1-8.
The Grizzlies.
So it's like, what are you gonna say? Bane's trash because they're 1-8.
No. But I'm just thinking like long term. If you were to project these standings, because both teams are healthy right now too.
Who?
The Pacers and the Hornets.
Not the Hornets. They don't have Miles Bridges, and they don't have Terry Rozier, and they don't have Cody Martin.
Right,
either.
Rozier's out. I forgot.
And they're still staying afloat. They had close games. I mean, listen, right now the Hornets are 3-5. 2 of the losses came against the Wizards. You know what I'm saying? So they really should be like 5-3.
Okay.
So I don't know. I think the Hornets and Pacers are really in the same boat. And with Bridges back, Rozier back, this team made a playoffs in the past. So I don't know. I think they can only go up from here. And the Hornets just said that they're going to bring back Bridges and play him at a really large role coming back on Friday.
All right.
I don't know.
I don't know. It's early season
Very
standings.
early.
Yeah.
It is very early.
These are just my projections too, right?
Yeah.
Both of us could be right. Both of us could be wrong.
I mean, we made this topic to argue. Obviously.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
That's what we're supposed to be doing. So.
Not to just agree with every single episode. But I don't know. I think the Pacers have right now, regular season wise, higher ceiling than the Cavs.
I disagree tremendously. I mean, what's the Pacers ceiling?
Okay, would you rather have Tyrese or Mitchell right now?
Mitchell.
Why?
He's like a number one superstar kind of guard.
He's not a superstar yet.
I mean, listen, after maybe a bad playoffs last season, he has been like the number one guard for Utah, and he's performed.
He performs in a regular season and the playoffs,
And
yes,
the playoffs.
but he can't facilitate that all by himself.
Well, they have because they've been the number one seed in the West for like 3 years. Him being the number one guy.
Utah.
And then Cleveland came when he got traded. I think they were like top 3 net rating when he came in that whole season.
Well, yes, they shot up the standings.
Because Mitchell is a superstar, I think. Like he provides that value. He's a shot maker, decent defender. I mean, he does the best he can at 6'2". I think he's in that boat with, I don't know who's he gonna start. I think him and Jar are probably in the same tier, and I put Halliburton and LaMelo in the tier below.
Okay, yeah, I can.
And after that, like, well, what else is there?
I don't know. What do you define as a superstar?
So, I mean, I don't know. Superstar is kind of it's been a loose term recently, but someone that you can run your offense through. And I think Mitchell can be that guy. And, like, not just run your offense through, but, like...
defensive superstar?
Halliburton's a defensive superstar?
You can't have a defensive superstar in that?
I
know
don't
this
think
is
so.
so you
I
can't.
don't think
Okay.
so. Gobert's never been a superstar. Like,
Dwight?
he's an offensive superstar, too, though. He does, like, 27 and, like, 14.
He's never hit 27. He's always
He's
like
been
20 and something.
He's been, like, the number one option on a was it... Did they make the finals?
Orlando?
No.
Yeah, and they made the finals in Orlando.
So, if he's number one option, like... It doesn't matter what he's averaging. Like,
Okay.
He has been averaging at least 23, 24. Like, there's no way he hasn't. And, I mean, what else are we getting at here? I mean...
Giannis.
No,
But Giannis to me is a superstar.
Offensive superstar that's, like, that wins you games and that puts you in position to win games. That's what a superstar is, I feel like. Like, a player that can put you in positions to win games offensively, like... That should be it. Like, I think in the future, Anthony Edwards can be a superstar. Because he's shown that he can be that guy.
So do you need a specific criteria to hit superstar status?
Like what? Like scoring? Probably needs to be scoring at least.
Because I think superstar is anyone who gets you at least to the conference finals. And who has done that consistently.
Consistently?
Yeah. Mitchell has never done that.
Okay. I mean, that's fair enough.
He,
But where would you put him then?
like all star.
Like what who else would you put in the same tier as him?
As Mitchell,
Yeah.
Pro- like Jaw probably.
Okay.
Like you said, Anthony Edwards is making his way up there, so not yet. Uh, Pascal probably.
Okay.
Trying to think. Jalen Brown maybe.
John Brown. Okay, that's fair enough.
Trey Young.
Trae Young.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like these guys, they're not superstars yet,
Okay, so
but they're in that tier where they can get you to the second round,
okay.
but they need more help.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if we're gonna talk about help, the Cavs have Garland, they have Mobley, they have Allen and Strus as help. Well, Halliburton has maybe Buddy Hield, who knows? But they have Turner, who's really good.
Yeah.
But then past that, Toppin, Jerace Walker, Neesmith. Like it's not the help you want, man. That's not the help you need to win games.
But he can carry the load himself. I'm not putting Tyrese in a superstar level conversation.
He's
yet.
great. He's awesome. But like he's not that awesome to where he can win you games by himself.
Maybe
like
I'm
that.
just a Pacers fan, bro. Maybe that's just
Maybe it
maybe
is.
that's just me being blinded right now.
Because I'm not sure. Halliburton's great. He's awesome, but like to be the guy you expect to carry that offense is tough. It is tough. Because he can create, but it's up to those guys to make their shots. At
I
the
mean,
end
it's
of the
been
day.
working so far.
Yeah, it's been pretty good so
Yeah.
far. This is pretty good so far.
Let's
But-
just let me just hope that they keep the space.
Pace.
I just think it's working out so far.
Okay.
I know you disagree.
No, I'm trying to understand the argument. That's
Yeah.
it.
But yeah, aside from that, Cavs very valid. I just think 8 seed just seems
You can't
To
say
me.
Cavs valid and then put them at 8, Ryan. You cannot say that. Just say they're trash, man.
well, they're not. They're in the playoff spots.
Okay. So
Okay.
who's your at 5?
5 Hawks.
Hawks? Okay.
You?
I have them at 7. I have them at 7.
I mean, they're improving.
Yeah, I think this area, like some of these teams that we're going to talk about next, you can switch them around, you know?
Yeah.
So Hawks, like 5 to 7, I can see that. That definitely
Okay,
makes
that's
sense.
fair. That's fair.
Because Trae Young has come into his own now.
DeJounte Murray's playing much better this year.
Amazing so far.
Yeah.
Amazing. He's shooting like career highs across the board.
I think they need to get rid of Clint Capella.
I actually disagree. I think that having Capella and Okongwu alternate minutes is really beneficial to the team. Because I don't think Okongwu's a starting center so far.
You don't think so? Yeah.
I have him on my team. I've been watching Atlanta games as well. He just doesn't have it right now. I think you need him to play backup minutes, get him these reps because if you trade Capella too early, Okongwu can't fill those shoes. I mean, he's still really young. He's still pretty thin so far. He's not as strong as you would like him to
Okay.
be. So I probably wouldn't trade Capella right now.
But let's say they need another offensive option. Who would you?
Okongwu's not an offensive option.
Well, who are you trading to get that offensive option? Let's say they want to make a shot towards the 4th or 3rd seed.
I mean, it'll probably have to be a lot of picks, and it probably has to be Sadiq Bey for salary or Hunter or both of those
It's
guys.
probably Hunter.
Hunter, I would include Bey as well. I wouldn't mind. And honestly, if I really have to, I would put Okongwu into it.
Oh, you're doing Kongu.
If it's like if I can have Okongwu and a bunch of picks for like Siakam, I'll do it. Like that's no big deal. Like, but right now, like I guess they do need another wing scorer. That's what they really need. It's tough because DeJounte and Murray are both kind of scorers in their own right.
Yeah.
It's tough. It is tough to build around that team so far.
But they've been making it work. It's an improvement from what they were last year, which is I'll
Yeah.
give them credit for that.
And they had a really weird season last year. Like the whole thing with Collins, the coaching was kind of rough. Like they switched coaches mid-season. Injuries, like DeJounte Murray was falling off. Young had a terrible season. It
Yeah.
was just a bad season overall.
Yeah.
This is what you expect from the Hawks.
Mhm.
What we've seen this season. So yeah, I think they should make the playoffs. That's what they've done in the past. Trae Young has made
They
the
made it
conference
to the
finals
conference finals, which is
with Trae Young as their guy. So he's shown that he could be that guy. You know.
they made it one time, but yeah, I'll give them that.
Yeah, but he's been pretty solid. I mean, even last season, I thought he looked pretty decent. Like, he's just missing shots. That
Yeah.
really all it came down to.
Okay, fair.
So,
fair.
yeah. I mean, yeah.
All right, so your 4th seed with Cavs.
At
Then it
the
was
Knicks at 5th.
Knicks are 6th.
For you, yeah.
Yeah.
Because the Knicks, they're like one of these teams where it's kind of like purgatory. They're just like mid-table
I
team.
mean, I think Jalen Brunson's just doing so much for that team. It's just so good.
So far, yeah,
It's just so good.
him and it's crazy to say, but RJ Barrett has been really carrying the team. Like those
RJ
two guys.
Wouldn't be he's a good psychic.
Yeah, but I mean, like, other than Brunson, he's probably the only other guy that's been playing well.
Yeah.
Grimes, Josh Hart, Randall,
Bro,
all terrible.
I had to drop Josh Hart. That's how bad it was.
Me too. I had to drop him too,
Yeah.
and I was like, you know what? You would hope that Hart can. But here's the thing with Hart. It's not. It's really him. It's just like he's not getting minutes.
Yeah.
He's been getting like 20 minutes a game, which is like
It,
for Hart.
that sucks.
Come on, man. Like he wins you games. Like I'm not sure why.
Bro, he's a guard that grabs boards. Like, come on.
Yeah, like period, man. That's really
That's what you need.
No, but like, he's a guard that he grabs boards, he plays hard, he goes for steals, he hits threes, he does all the dirty work that you need your guys to do, and shit that fucking Randall won't do. Randall, he sits on the corner and starts crying.
Just trade Randall at this point.
No, don't trade Randall.
No. Because here's Randall has a good season and then a shit season. Like it's a trend.
Is it?
Yeah, because
Oh, man.
his I think his first or second year in New York, it was amazing.
Yeah.
And then he fell off. So
He
he had
came
a
back
really
next
bad.
season.
And then last season he came back again.
Oh, you think he's gonna be shit?
It's
this
a
season?
you
It's
know
a wave.
parabola.
Oh, it's a parabola.
Yeah, it's a
Oh,
parabola.
it's a parabola.
That's what it is right now.
Mm.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been okay. I think this game they're playing actually right now against the Hornets. I think the game might have ended.
I mean, we can check later on after the podcast.
I was looking right now. Lamelo was going off, but Randall he looked pretty decent so far.
Okay.
So I mean, I would hope he starts to get better. I mean, listen. I watched a lot of Hornets games this season, and watching Lamelo ball, he's been horrendous, man. He's shooting like trash. He hasn't been bad, but like, he's been shooting really bad.
Like shooting wise, is not good.
I was like, he has to be the worst. When I saw Randall at first and Lamelo at like seventh, I was like, I need to see what Randall's shooting. Where he was shooting like 20%.
Bro, you think he's shooting? That's his field goal percentage too. It's
Yeah.
it's so bad right now.
I was so
I swear
surprised.
he's averaging like 14 or 15 points a game right now.
Which is why them being like, what are they saying right now? Let me check. They're 4-4 with Randall playing like trash. Your number one option. So if he gets better, you would hope that
they'd be
like,
standing goes up too, right?
yeah, back to where they were last year, like above 500.
14.
Yeah, just 4th seed, 5th seed, 6th seed around there. So yeah, they just need their guys to step up. I mean, Barrett has been impressive, but he really only scores. And Brunson
is
he's been Brunson.
He's him, bro.
Grimes needs to hit shots.
Yeah. Josh Hart needs more minutes.
And then their centers have been pretty solid. Hartenstein and Mitchell Robinson have been carrying the load as
Defensively,
centers.
yeah.
Even offensively, Hartenstein I think is one
Oh,
of the
he's
most underrated
severely
players.
underrated, yeah.
I mean, because he's a white big man, he's a foul magnet, but he's been really solid. Like him defending, I watched the Cavs and Knicks. I mean, Hartenstein was locking Mobley up, even though Mobley's not the greatest offensive player. He was locking him up, not letting the Cavs get anything in the paint. So I think he needs to get a lot more flowers.
Yeah, I agree on that point because we're within the same standings.
Mm.
And then afterwards, I got the Heat.
I have the Heat as well.
Yeah, I don't know. The Heat just, without Gabe Vincent, without Max Strus, they don't seem as dominant as before. And isn't Tyler Hero out now too?
Yeah, he's out. That's the thing that really killed him.
Yeah, and then Duncan Robinson's going to be slid probably into the starting role.
Should be. I mean, he's starting caliber, I would say. I mean, the roster is okay. Here's the thing that
There's no improvements to it though. They lost 2 key finals players and they didn't really do much.
I don't know if it was key players. Like they were good in the playoffs, but it's like regular season they didn't do shit either.
Yeah, I know, but like playoffs kind of gives you an opportunity to shine, right?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
it does.
They fell off. Didn't really add anyone in return, so it's I can't say that they're at the bottom, but they're not where you'd expect them to be after making the finals last year.
Yeah, that's fair to say. And you know, I think adding Josh Richardson is actually really important. He's actually been pretty good these last 3 seasons. Kind of went under the radar.
Well, like San Antonio first, and then he had a brief stint in Boston as well.
Yeah,
like
Boston.
it wasn't too much, but he did provide when he got the chance to.
Yeah, because he got like 15 minutes a game. Like it was like nothing.
Sometimes it's DNPs.
DNPs, and when he was on the floor, he performed. So the Heat were like, you know what, this guy's a dog. Let's get him.
Let's bring him back.
And he provides what they need, like a 3-and-D guard. That's solid, you know. And Lowry, here's the thing: the Heat, I put him at 6th, right?
Yeah.
But for me, it's like I look below them, and I just like they can't finish lower than some of these guys have down there. You know what I'm saying? But it's like they have so much injuries. I mean, Butler's injury prone, Lowry's injury prone, Hero just got injured. Mm-hmm. It's tough. Like the roster is good on paper, but it just seems like it's hard to really be so confident about them, even though they made the finals the last few years.
Yeah, but for the Heat, it's you know that regardless of how injury prone they are in the regular season, they'll just come out firing
in the
in May,
playoffs.
right? So
But this is the standings. Like,
yeah,
it's tough to say where they're gonna land.
yeah.
You expect them to make the playoffs.
Standing wise, they will make 1 to 8. You just don't
Hopefully.
know. You just don't know where in this. Maybe they'll come up and be like the first seed. They're just going like
let's not kid ourselves. Let's not kid ourselves.
60-game win
Let's not
streak,
go there.
bro.
But let's not go there. But I see what you mean though. Like they're gonna be somewhere
Yeah,
for sure. So yeah, had to put them just somewhere
Yeah.
at 6.
I'm guessing you have Raptors or Indiana next.
You know what, Ryan? I think you'll be disappointed in me where I put Indiana. So I'll talk about them
Yeah.
later.
Fuck.
I have the Hawks at 7. That's where I put the Hawks.
Oh, that's where you put the
So
Hawks.
who'd you have at 7?
My 7th was the Heat.
Oh, it was the Heat.
Yeah, it was the Heat.
And you had the Cavs at 8.
Yeah.
So for my 8, I had the Raptors.
Raptors are 9th.
Yeah, because the Raptors,
They've been looking pretty good.
yeah, very, very strong team so far. They started slow. Now they've been picking it
They've
up.
had a few bad losses. I was talking to some of my friends, just not happy with the results.
Yeah.
But it was close. You can't even I think they lost against Celtics last night. But yes, it's the Celtics.
It's
they're
Celtics.
they're a top seeded team. You can't even.
And they're
complain.
fully healthy. Like, what are you going to do about that, you know?
Yeah.
You're not that caliber of a team.
At least not yet. But like Scotty's making a big jump.
He's looking like a star.
Oh, so good.
And I've always been high on Scotty because people say he had a down season last season. It's like, well, look at the team, look at the coach, look at the players on the team. Like, it's the same system. Scotty was not allowed to really become that guy that he should be right now. Because I've always said the last 2 seasons, man, in the clutch, he's probably a top 10 guy I would want on the floor.
Yeah, you said this many times, and I agree with you.
He is a
time.
really, really good decision maker, and we've seen it this season. Him being like kind of the number 1 guy, he has been able to
Yeah.
make those decisions, and they've won clutch games because of Scotty just by himself. So I'm glad to see Scotty becoming that guy.
Scotty, Pascal. Trent's been a little disappointing, but
So was Siakam as well.
yeah, but I think Scotty moving forward is our star. Might be our first option moving forward.
You would say so, yeah. I guess.
Siakam, if he's delegated a second role, he's not going to do as much. His career has 24 a game.
Yeah.
Like it's.
I think Siakam is like all NBA caliber. I think he's
Yeah,
actually
he is.
a really good number 1 option. I just think that if you have Scotty on the team, it's like you would like to run things through Scotty instead, which is tough for Siakam.
And then you still have the best player in the world, Dennis Schroeder.
Which, oh my gosh, Shooter. Listen, I always was high on Shooter, but he was on the Raptors back then, so I didn't really get to watch him that much. But every time I would watch him, it's like he's a guy that he does nothing wrong as a point guard.
He does everything you asked for and then some.
And defends. He's gritty. He can run the pick and roll really solidly.
Oh my God, so
Smart
good.
player, crafty finisher, good change of pace. Like as a basketball player,
He's a complete package.
exactly. Like if I'm telling a young player to watch anyone, I'd probably tell him to watch Schroeder because he's just so crafty. And this season he's shown that he's leading assists.
Yeah.
And he's been really, really strong for them.
Yeah. He does everything we need.
Like he's probably the best. Because a few years ago, like I'd always talk about like if you have a star 3 or a star 5, like who's the star? Who's like a point guard that's not gonna be an all-star that you'd want on your team? For me, it's also Lonzo Ball.
I've said this before, and I don't know if I've told you this before, but if everyone always compares like the Ball brothers,
Yeah.
LaMelo and Lonzo, I tell everyone if you need a superstar player, a number 1 option, you go for LaMelo.
Right.
But that's only like 2-3 teams in the league that need it.
Probably. Yeah.
Every other team in the league needs Alonzo.
Needs Alonzo.
Because he can do everything on defense and offense. Which
He
is
has no
crazy.
weaknesses.
Except for his knee, but
Yeah.
that's the
As a
only-
basketball player, no weaknesses at all.
nothing I can criticize. Because when he's healthy and he's playing, one of the best perimeter defenders, 40% 3-point shooter, which is insane given his shot in the past.
Yeah.
And I don't know, he's just smart. He's such a good passer, good at reading the balls for steals.
He's a true point guard.
Yeah, and he can score too.
Like, it sucks because obviously, like when the Bulls when they first got all those guys, they were like the best team in the East. I thought they were gonna make the conference finals at least. That's how strong they looked. Like they looked really solid. Now they're pretty trash. But back to who were we even talking about? I completely forgot who we were talking about. I mean,
Raptors.
Raptors. Yeah, sure is like he can be that guy. Like, he can be the true point guard on that team. And then you look at OG Anunoby as a 3-and-D wing. I mean, their starting 5 is among the greatest. Like,
Yep.
if you're looking at like the value of all 5 players, like obviously the Suns, you have Booker, Durant, Beal, Nurkic, but then you have like a 5th guy who's like Eric Gordon, whatever.
Yeah.
The Raptors, all 5 of those guys solid. Schroeder, OG, Siakam, Barnes, and Pirtle. That's like a strong starting five.
This is very strong.
That's a really strong starting five, and that's
And
what
the
you need for the
bench,
playoffs.
it's not as strong as you'd hope, but it doesn't disappoint either.
Yeah, like Otto Porter, Chua when he comes back, Trent, like you can work with it.
It's a team of high quality role players. That's why we can't rate them any higher
Yeah,
in the standings.
but here's the thing. Siakam and Scotty, they aren't role players. Like that's like this season, if they all mesh together really well and perform, and like get better as a team, like Siakam, all NBA caliber. I've all said it, and Scotty's all star.
Yeah.
So this team, like, they can make noise like the Hawks did a few years ago when they first burst onto the scene.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Raptors can really make a jump this year. They could be like a playoff dark horse.
We'll see. We'll definitely see. 9 seed still in the running for play-in.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't have that superstar yet
Mm.
ingrained, so that's why I can't put them any higher.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
That's fair enough.
I don't want to spend too much more time on the East because we still got the West to talk about.
Oh.
But I can just start rapid firing after the 10th seed. If
Okay.
You want. Oh, what do you got for 9?
I had the Hornets at 9.
That's not a terrible call. I had them at 12.
Do we have to go to the West right now? Because
No, we don't have to. We don't have
It's
to. Just
interesting.
I don't want to I want to rapid fire after the play-ins.
I think we already talked about the Hornets and Pacers. I think so. I think we're good. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, but Hornets for me 10th is, I mean 10 to 12 is it's not too big of a difference.
I was arguing putting them over the Raptors too. That's the thing. Like
Really?
I think because I think LaMelo can be that number one guy, and you bring back Bridges, Rozier comes back, and Hayward's still on the team. You have PJ Washington at the 5.
Okay.
Mike, what is his name? I keep forgetting this guy's name. It's something
Which one?
Williams. Man,
Mark
there's-
Williams?
Yes, Mark Williams.
Yeah.
I have him on my team. I just Williams is such a bad name for me.
M. Williams.
Yeah, M. Williams. I just don't know what it is. Mike, Mark, or whatever. But yeah, he's been solid. It's like one of the best centers in the league so far. Honestly, stats wise, he just had a game where he put up what? Was it like 20 and 22 or 17
Probably.
and 22?
I think he's one of those guys that you look at his name, it's like, he's probably
Who is that
dead,
guy?
right?
Yeah.
And then he bursts with like 47 points, 48 points. It's crazy.
Last game, he was murking the other team. Offensive boards galore. 22 rebounds. He's a demon.
All
So
day.
listen, I think the Hornets they could contend for a playoff spot this year.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Not the Pacers blow them. Sorry. I think they're trading Healed and they're going for the young movement this season. I think
What if they
so.
trade Heal and bring another super young guy that can help contribute?
They're
Right.
still on. I mean, who could they bring in that's going to play over their guys?
I don't know yet, but remember the Kings did trade Tyrese a few years ago when in a breakout season kind of mode. So
Okay.
it's always
Is Healed that guy? That's our question. No, he's not. He's like 29.
We'll see.
He's bringing back picks. That's all he's getting back.
We'll see. 10th I have Magic.
Mm.
Yeah, I
Mm.
like what they're doing right now, and
Wow, yeah,
they've
okay.
had a strong start to the season.
They have.
we saw how Utah kind of just plummeted last
Yeah.
season, and I'm expecting something similar to the Magic, but I don't think they'll fall that much.
Yeah, because the East is pretty weak.
Yeah.
So if they keep the pace that Utah did, then they should be around there. Yeah,
Yeah.
I can see that for sure.
Yo, Paolo is probably one of my favorite players to watch now. Though.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Is
probably
it?
so fun to watch.
What makes him so different?
He's a big body that can do everything a guard can.
Hmm.
And you're expecting these big, what, he's 6'10", 6', or
You know who that sounds like?
KD?
What's that in your jersey, man? Who's that in your jersey? A big player that can do everything. That's him, dude.
Everything. Okay, but Paolo...
Guard skills.
Guard skills. Paolo's just been fun to watch.
Yeah, he has.
He's been super fun. And like I said, they're probably not going to keep up this pace. But if they can keep within this 7 to 10 range, they have a chance to make a jump next year.
Yeah, next year for sure.
Yeah.
They should be making that jump. I mean, there's some guys on the roster that look really strong. One in particular, Jalen Suggs.
Suggs has not been as bad as I thought he would.
Bro, this season he's been really strong. I mean, last game he just put up, I think, 22 points.
Mm-hmm.
Suggs has been like the defensive. I mean, him and Anthony Black are like menaces on defense. And Suggs he's like kind of like Josh Hart in a way. Like he reminds you a little bit. He grabs a lot of boards.
I
He
think
plays
he's a
hard.
little better offensively.
I would say so. Yeah.
A little better offensively.
I mean, he was like the projected 4th pick in that draft, so it should be. So yeah, I think the Magic could make that jump next year. I mean, Wagner has looked really solid so far. He's putting up his numbers.
And
Wendell has been unfortunately
Cole
injured.
Anthony steps up when Markel Fultz isn't playing, and Markel hasn't been
Has not been
doing
playing
too,
either.
but he hasn't been doing too bad when he does.
Yeah, he's been okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, imagine next year you hope to make that
Yeah.
jump. So solid.
And then who else we got? I can just name them now.
Yeah.
Nets,
Okay.
Hornets,
Mm-hmm.
Bulls, which I think they're blowing up.
You from at 13.
Wizards,
Just over the two garbage teams.
Wizards, Pistons.
Yeah, I had Pistons, Wizards. I just think that the Pistons, you have Cade, you have Dern, you have Osar Thompson,
Yeah,
who's been really strong. Ivy. The Wizards, who do you have, man? Poole and Kuzma are chucking up shots, and then you have Avdia Kispert, Kispert has been really, really good this season. Kispert has been actually really good.
I just think that Poole and Kuzma chucking off shots will win them like 2 more games than the Pistons.
You think so? You think
Just like
you,
2
th-
more.
you think shot chuckers are better than like methodical players?
if the methodical players aren't making the shots,
True. Yeah, the shot chuckers will make them eventually.
bro, you can have the nicest play, but you know how like those guys who like they cross over, they break ankles, but they can't finish.
They can't finish.
That's what the Pistons
That's
are
what
right
the Pistons are. And what are the Wizards then?
now. The Wizards are just like doing this, and if it goes in, it goes in. If it misses, oh well. It was bound to miss either
So
way.
you think that's better than methodical? You think that's better than crossing up your?
But that's like the Pistons do this, and then airball it more times than.
Than this.
Yeah,
Interesting hypothesis.
that's how I see it. This season.
Interesting.
You?
I agree. Nah, something of the same vein. I mean, I would think Cade is the best player, so I would hope they win
Oh,
more games.
Cade is the best player of both teams.
That's what I'm looking at. Like they're both like it's like the battle of mid, you know. So you
It's
gotta
not
make
even
some
bad,
argument.
It's battle of the shit. It's
Battle of shit, yeah. So I mean, Cade's good, Dern's good. Osar Thompson is insane. I mean, bro,
Oh
he's
my-
like the new
Bro,
stock
I
god.
picked him up in our 9-cat league.
Holy crap!
So good.
He's a stock god. He's like the new Covington, bro. He just puts up stocks
It's
galore.
everything, bro.
He's like what 9 rebounds a game at 6'6". Bro, I need to watch more Pistons games. I need to see how he plays because I've watched a lot of.
We might
teams.
just have to go to Michigan just to
watch
catch-
Osar Thompson?
Just to watch his game.
just to watch Osar Thompson.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna watch. I'm gonna close my eyes when he doesn't have the ball.
Yeah.
Actually, I shouldn't because he does all his work off the ball.
No, we just like boo when
Yeah.
no one else has the ball.
Even like the Pistons players, like we boo Cade, and then when Osar Thompson gets the ball, we just go, let's go.
Let's go.
It's like, why are you cheering for him, man, bro? It's like, you see my jersey? I love mid. That's what I say.
But yeah, those. Who else you got in your bottom 5?
Bottom 5, I went Pacers at 10. I had Bulls at 11 because
Yeah.
they're probably gonna blow it up. Then I had the Nets at 12,
Mm-hmm.
and then Magic, Pistons, Wizards.
Magic's still pretty low in my opinion.
I just believe in like current talent opposed to future talent. Like this season, I think I can depend more on because usually the Nets injured with Claxton, injured with Cam Johnson, Cam Thomas just got injured, so it's kind of tough. They're gonna fall off a little bit, but when they're fully healthy, that lineup is better than the Magic.
Yeah.
And they should be better right now. Bridges is, all-star kind of player, so I'll expect him to finish better.
That's the East for you.
That's the East.
That's
man.
the East.
That's the East.
Let's
Go Wizards.
let's go with go Wizards. Let's move on to the Western Conference. And this one, it was tough
It was very tough.
because you just have so many good teams.
You're gonna leave off a team that's controversial,
Yeah.
which is unfortunate.
Yeah. And you're just gonna have that one team that you're like, I can see it, but I don't see it right now too.
Yeah, like if I had to choose one of those ones, I can't choose them.
Yeah. And of course, right now the playoff setting or like the way it's set up is 1 to 10, and then a 9 and 10, or like the
Yeah,
bottom ones fight for play-in. So that's
Yeah.
why those are the more important teams right now.
Mhm.
But
So one we don't have to even talk about one. We know what one's gonna be.
the
right?
Jazz,
The
No.
Jazz. No, we know it's gonna be
It's
Denver.
Nuggets, it's easy.
They've been the best team in the league so far. They're better than Boston in my
Mhm.
opinion. I think they're back to back this year.
I think Milwaukee's taking it this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair enough. I mean, it's 10 games in the season. We
Yeah, yeah.
never know. So yeah, so far I think Denver is probably gonna back to back
Yeah.
the way they've been playing, especially with some of their guys off the bench. Strother has looked. I mean, him contributing right now is
Jamal Murray can do better.
he can.
Jamal Murray can definitely be doing better, but by the way Nikola Jokic plays, you don't even need him to do better until
you just need to at least get like 15 points, and Jokic is gonna do the rest.
There's a reason why he hasn't made an All-Star team yet, though.
Does what?
Murray.
Okay.
He's just so slow at the start of the season, like every single year.
Yeah, it's true.
It, it, it's what it's like. Some players just they need more to get the wheel rolling. And
Mm.
that's Murray.
Yeah, I would say so.
It's when he realizes, oh shit, I got snubbed. That's when he starts playing.
Yeah,
well.
then he's like, oh fuck, I have to go crazy. Then make all NBA.
Yeah.
No, Murray, it's tough because this game is built around scoring. If he's not scoring, then he's not really doing the most.
Yeah.
Like he's a good passer, but he does have the ball. He does move off ball, but it's like it's kind of hard for him to contribute if he's not like that
Yeah.
number one, number two guy.
Still number one. I don't see.
Yeah, I
I
don't
don't
see
see
a
any other way.
real argument for another team.
Yep.
You know, two is like this is already when it gets controversial.
2 is very controversial. Moving
Who do you
forward.
have?
Mavericks. They look so good right
They're
now.
the 2 seed right now, right?
They look so good right now.
What makes you believe in them so much? Because I think I had them a lot lower.
A lot lower. I think just because I have Luca.
Okay.
On my
okay.
team.
All right. I see where this is going.
He's been going off.
Fantasy, man.
He's been going off. Like I'm telling you. And
great.
everyone like you mentioned Jaden Hardy too, right?
Yeah.
Bro, crazy. And then Kyrie Irving, like I know it's not like he's reverting back to a Cleveland role with LeBron, but he's been doing a really good job at just playing next to Luka and doing his own thing, his own thing efficiently, and making the right plays.
Efficiently, I don't know.
Well,
efficiently.
I'd say efficiently because they're winning games because of it.
I mean, he's been shooting like shit. He could do better, but what he's doing is enough for the team right now,
Mhm.
for sure.
And they're going to keep this up because Luka doesn't really falter like that. And Kyrie just gets better as the season progresses, as long as he doesn't get injured.
Mm. You never know. You never know. It is 10 games into the season.
It is saying it's 1/8 of the
is.
season.
And Grant Williams is hitting like 55% of his threes. That's gonna regress.
He's the real MVP.
Yeah, Grant Williams. I mean, he actually has been really strong so far. I would say so.
Mhm. And defensively, like, doesn't fall off.
Yeah, he doesn't fall off.
Doesn't fall off. So, I think
Good stuff.
Mavericks at 2 might be a stretch, but I can see it.
Hmm. Got a little apartment tour going on outside. I'm
I
sorry,
see
I
that.
was just so enamored by that. They're just like giving him a tour of the apartment. So
It's a security guard giving it too. That's crazy.
they're like, "What are these two crazy people doing in here just recording?" And this girl beside us is on the laptop, not doing anything.
Crazy. Who you got for 2?
For 2, I had the Clippers, which is so controversial right now. It is because right now, if you don't know, they're like on the midst of like a 4-game losing streak or something. They just traded for Harden. Harden's been looking pretty bad.
They look better without Harden.
It's funny, yeah.
Okay, wait. Grade the trade
For the
Clippers and
So what was given up again?
Robert Covington, Marcus Morris, Nicholas Batum, and one of the younger guys with 4 picks.
First round picks.
It's either 3 first-round picks and a second-round picks with some swaps in
There has to be a
between,
swap in there.
or it's just 4 straight-up first-round picks, which
You know
I
what?
doubt it's possible. But
I'm not reactionary. I think it's a B plus because you got Harden, and you still
you
kept
got
you
Harden
kept
at a good price.
yeah, you kept the guys that you need to keep. You I think it might be an A because you kept Norman Powell, you kept Terrence Mann. Those are 2 of the guys that you expected to move on that trade, and none of them got moved, or even Bones as well. You kept those guys, and you have Harden. It's a win, no matter how they're playing right now. Like 2-3 games into their, collective tenure, it's a good trade. I'm sorry.
How do you make Westbrook and Harden fit though? Like
I don't know.
it doesn't work.
You never know if it works. It's worked before, and Ty Lue is a good coach, and I expect them to work with that. Because listen, these are 4 guys. It's not like 4 stars that don't know each other. They're like kind of best friends. Those guys, like they seem like real good friends, and friends always make things work,
I guess.
And
So.
with a good coach, if it was Terry Stotts or if it was Billy Donovan, I'd be like, it's iffy. It's Ty Lue.
But Ty Lue knows how to manage egos.
One of the best coaches in the league.
Underrated coach actually.
Yeah.
Like, everyone talks about like, oh, LeBron won in the chip. No, but like, he helped get that team to Game 7. He helped that team win. Ty Lue's underrated. That's all.
It's not only that he's like a good player coach. He's a good coach. Period. I think so. Like, he knows when to take out his guys. He knows where to sub in his guys. Like if Bones is playing well, keep him in. He's a good coach for that. Just for simple things like that. So I think they're gonna work it out. I mean, it's James Harden. Like, whatever you want to say about the guy.
2 seed is high though.
It is high.
It is very high.
But if I look at the talent on that roster, those 4 stars alongside Zubac, you have Powell off the bench, Bones off the bench, and Mann off the bench, and Plumlee's a solid backup center.
Yeah.
I believe in this lineup. They've always been strong. If they say they want to take their regular season seriously, they have to show it, and I think they will. I mean, some of the guys have been pretty shit.
Their
Some of
best
these games.
rebounder is also Westbrook.
It's Zubac. Come on. Come on.
Zubac is not a great rebounder. Bro, he can. He's. Have you seen the Clippers games? Like he just stands there, and then you see someone else jump up in front of him for the board.
That makes him a bad rebounder.
Yes,
Bro.
because you want to fight for the board,
He's boxing out.
but he's not. He's not getting the board.
So what? I mean, that's what
If the other team is getting the board instead of you, like that's not a good.
He's boxing out for like someone else to get the board to run the break.
But no other Clipper gets the board.
I mean,
It's the other team.
that just must be one game because Zubac this year has been a monster on the boards.
We'll see.
Not a monster, but like at least over 7. And if you have a lineup with George, Westbrook, Kawhi, like you're not gonna grab more than 10 boards mostly. He's been good so far, like solid defensively, good offensively, shoot free throws. Oh, I think the Clippers look solid. Just bad shooting from some of their stars. That's about it. They kept their guys. I expect them to make a leap.
I'm not a fan of Zubac. Like every year I draft him, expecting him to do better, but
You know what? I drafted him this year, and he's good old Zubac for me. Good old Zubac.
I dropped him.
Big old Zoo.
I dropped him.
You
early.
dropped him.
Yeah.
In a was it a 10 team
In our
league?
in our points league.
Oh, that's their fault. Why are you drafting him in a points league, bro? He's useless, man.
All right.
Man, some buns.
Whatever.
Should have drafted Mark Williams like me, bro.
Whatever. I'm not complaining. I'm first in that league, so.
Oh, true. And I
Yeah.
think you're beating me this year. Or this. You versed me, I think, earlier. I think you beat
Yeah,
me.
I beat you. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's okay. It's okay.
That league is what, $5 buy-in. I got
Yeah.
I got a big buy-in league and another one. I got to put all my pieces into that.
Third seed.
I had the Suns.
So again, like for you, it's like the talent level is just gonna pull them up.
I think so. With
I
the
got
West.
Warriors.
Warriors? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair enough. I had them 4.
I don't think we really need to discuss this. Suns is just you have 3 dominant first options.
Yeah.
Just
It's
taking
tough.
turns every night, bro. It's
And like in your 4th option and Nurkic is a pass first player too. Like it's really tough.
come
like,
on now. Like,
So unfair. So unfair. So not much to say about those guys.
yeah, and then Warriors, like we've seen what they've done. We've seen what they can do, and we see what they're doing right now. It's Steph Curry is what 35 years old. He's still averaging 30
MVP
something.
candidate.
Yeah, and then Clay's regressed definitely.
I think everyone is, and they're 6-4 right now, and everyone's playing bad at Steph Curry. So they have to get better at some point, and when they get better, their teams are
They're
really strong.
they're gonna shot up like up the standings. So
Exactly.
Warriors at 3 doesn't seem crazy to me. Like,
Does not. Yeah.
Usually you expect them to seem like 1, especially like a few years ago.
Yeah, a few years
But
ago.
3 to 4, 3 to 5, 3 to 6. I think that's reasonable.
That's
for
reasonable.
Golden State,
I
yeah.
think so.
Number 4 might be a little controversial though.
Who'd you have?
Thunder.
Whew. Yo, I'll be honest. Though, remember before we talk about the West, we're like, yeah, some teams are gonna miss out that are gonna seem controversial.
You have them missing out.
I put them at 11.
God, you're crazy. You're crazy.
And you have them at what, 4?
4. It's
Wow.
the Thunder and the Pacers, man. Those are my 2 teams.
Oh my god, those are 2 teams I left off. That's actually so sad. I'm sorry, bro.
That means I left off like some of your teams too.
I mean, you left off the Hornets. No, not the Hornets. What was the other team?
I did leave off the
It was
Hornets.
the Hornets, yeah.
Yeah, I did leave off the Hornets.
Which is not that
Then
controversial.
I guess we'll
Compared to-
see who we leave off later.
We will.
Yeah. I don't know. SGA just still popping off.
Yeah, solid so far. Really strong.
And the Chet Holmgren is so good.
Defensive anchor.
Yeah. I just think that team is just it's like that system within it just works for them.
Yeah.
They don't need to make any more outstanding superstar type of moves. Like if they keep developing and playing together this season, they're going to shoot up the standings.
Yeah, and I got to give a lot of credit to Mark Daignault.
Daignault, yeah.
Yeah, he has been working these rotations, man. I mean, listen, that roster 1 through 14 are full of guys that should be playing, and to see him integrate all those guys it's interesting. I mean, it's so tough to manage all these young players. You know, like
Yeah.
these are guys that
They're
all
the youngest team in the league, right?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
should be, and and all those guys expect to play. You know, they are pretty high draft picks. Some of these guys, so it's tough on the coach, and I gotta give kudos to him to be able to keep the team on the same page throughout everything so far.
I think I was watching a video last night. It was like the highest paid player is SGA. But
Really?
after that, it's Davis Bertans.
On that team,
Yeah, on that team, yeah. And he's making what, like 16 or 17 mil a year.
yeah, like no one has hit the rookie extension on that team yet.
Well, like, I think nowadays they're just throwing that to any promising young star, which I think is stupid.
Which is gonna be tough for the Thunder to manage.
Yeah, and it also just it degrades the value of the supermax contract.
Yeah, probably does.
Bro, it's like, sure, let's say like Jabari Smith does amazing 1 year and then he falls off the next 2 years, but because of his second year he did amazing, you're just gonna throw a supermax at him.
Yeah, I think it is pretty bad, the system. And the thing is, the teams have no choice.
Yeah.
It's either that or you let them go for free.
Yeah.
It sucks for the team.
That's stupid. I'm sorry. Just the supermax. Like I love it to see people get paid because.
I don't give a fuck about that. I'm not getting paid.
Bro, you want to get a bag.
I know it's cool, but like it's some bullshit, man. Like
no, but the criteria. There's no criteria anymore. It used to be like, oh, you need to make, what, an All NBA team. Yeah. But now it's just like, oh no, we'll just give you $1 million less than the maximum. Yeah. So it's like, what the fuck?
That's the new max. Yeah, Supermax, it really did ruin the game. Like, as much as getting paid is cool, that player taking up like 50% of your cap hold and you don't know how he's gonna play next season, it's tough.
It's crazy.
Cause like also it's like it's good on the player says. At the end of the day, the players know it's a business. Like, it's not like hockey where it's kind of like people take pay cuts, this and that. Like, if you have the chance to get paid, you take that money and run. And listen, you could love to compete, and after you sign that max contract, you
just request a trade.
Yeah, that or like your team is not gonna be able to be strong. You know it's not. Yeah, Beal, Lillard as well. It's like, well, you signed that max. You know your team's gonna be shit. You can't complain. It's tough. It sucks for everyone involved except for like the player getting paid.
Yeah.
Like, okay, it sucks for everyone except the player's bank account. Because I think the player itself probably doesn't like their team being shit either.
Well, they also go through a turmoil like, oh fuck, like I want to leave, but I signed this. The fans are gonna be mad.
Yeah.
My family might be mad. Like, it's a big process.
Exactly.
The only thing that's not being complained is the bank account.
Is the bank account, yeah.
Yeah, like I might lose like all the respect of my fans, but hey, I'm making $100 million now.
Yeah, I mean the fans are like, oh, he got paid, cool. For some of these players, like Lillard, yeah, cool, but like, it's when the trade request hits, that's when it's like,
that's the
so much drama,
the gut punch.
Because it's like as a player, it's like, well, I signed a contract with this team, shit, I want to leave. For the fan, it's like, you just signed the contract, why are you leaving?
Yeah,
it's lose-lose, man. It's lose-lose, and then the player gets shit on, like John Wall, like Beal, like Lillard. It's been happening time and time again, man. Time and time again. And Harden.
It is what it is.
It's tough. It's tough. Heroes become villains. Anyways.
Thunder, 14.
Thunder 4 seed. I put him at 11. That's crazy.
I know.
I think for the Thunder, it's like, I love the roster. I'm looking at the guys above them. It's tough, man. Like, this team is still young. They're still growing. They're really strong last season. Holmgren's really good. But they're relying on Giddey, who has not looked that great so far. He can't find his place in the system. They're playing Case and Wallace a lot. They have guys like Isaiah Joe off the bench, but it's tough to really rely on just one star, to be honest. Like, it really is just one star on that team. So I kind of just have to put him down there, no matter how good they were last season.
So who do you have fourth instead?
Fourth I had the Warriors, and then fifth I had the Lakers.
Same shit.
I believe in them, man. Like,
I believe, dude, they've looked really good.
Yeah, they have. And even though they've been going through so much, like, I guess bullshit, like, they've been like trying to find out what roster works and stuff, and they're still winning. So gotta give them the props.
Didn't they move Austin Reeves to the bench?
Yeah, last game.
But it worked.
He played 35 minutes in that game as well.
I'm telling you, starting doesn't matter.
It does not.
It's if you finish the game and if you're getting started minutes.
Yeah.
And then it's just everyone's egos getting in their way. Oh, I'm starting. No, fucking just shut up. Just finish the game, bro.
Finish the fucking game, man. Reeves was like, hey, just how things go. What happens? Has a great game, plays 35 minutes. Like, dude, he doesn't care if he starts, bro. He's in.
Who does? I'm just it's those guys who's like it's like they're begging to be starters.
Yeah. Like Bones. He used to be like Bones.
Cam Reddish is really good. A good complementary piece in the starting lineup.
Surprised me defensively.
Yeah.
That was one thing that you kind of didn't expect to be in it. His game was really like scoring, shooting, you know.
Mm-hmm.
The defense has been his calling card. That's why they're starting him.
Yeah.
So I'm proud of Reddish for making a comeback in this league. Hopefully.
What did LeBron say? Trust his teammates or something?
Oh, yeah. Because a few games before it, he passed to Reddish in the corner and he missed a game-winning three. People were complaining about LeBron passing the ball. Come on, man. Like,
he made the right play.
He made the right play, bro. I mean, that's what Trae Young did, and he passed to DeJounte in the corner, and DeJounte hit the three.
Yeah.
They praised Trae Young for that.
Yeah.
But they shit on LeBron for that.
Hey, man, if you're a 40% shooter from three, you're only going to make it 4 out of 10 times.
Exactly. That's just math, bro.
Why are you complaining?
Exactly, dude.
Who we got next?
Who do you got? Who do you got? I have the Mavericks at 6. I think we already talked about.
That's fine. That's fine. It's because it's murky here.
Yeah, it's
right?
really murky.
I got the Kings.
Okay, I have the Kings at 7. So we're both believers in the Kings.
I just think. I think the beam thing is kind of cringy.
I don't. I love it, bro.
I think it's kind of cringy
goated.
just because like it's been going on for what, a whole year now.
Yeah, I think it really should win the playoffs.
It should be like a in-season tournament type of thing
Yeah.
only, or like the days where you wear your city jerseys.
Okay, that's fair enough. Yeah. Okay.
But like every single win, like
Oh, it's every single win.
I swear it is.
Oh, I did not know that.
I swear it is because I think they won like a night or two ago, and they I'm just like, damn.
Wasn't that their first home win this season though?
No.
Maybe.
No, they did it again.
Maybe it was a big win. Maybe it was a.
Or maybe maybe it's like a division rival.
Maybe it's a hype thing. You know, maybe if the game was hype, you gotta do it.
Okay, fair enough.
Because if it's like a 30-point blowout, are they doing it? If they do it, then
Against
then
the
come
Pistons.
On. Yeah, it's like, what are you doing? But if it was like a 1-point game winner, gotta do it, man.
Moving
Yeah.
on.
Well, hold on. The Kings gone through injury. De'Aaron Fox has been injured so far, and they're still staying afloat. I gotta give him credit for that.
Of course.
And Keegan Murray, he
Oh, I love his game.
they expect him to be that star, and you know what? He's a really quiet guy, but he can be that guy, man. They're really forcing it upon him.
He's stepping up.
And it's funny, you know the thing about Mike Brown, right?
Yeah.
About him and Mike Brown.
Mhm.
So funny, man. Like every time he doesn't take a wide open 3 or a 3 he should be taking, Mike Brown immediately goes and subs him off. It's so funny to me. So that's just a great culture, all in all.
Because you're taking it's like being accountable, right?
Yeah.
It's like you should have taken a shot, but because you're not, you don't get this play.
And like, who other young upcoming player is getting treated like that? I feel like no one is. Like he's the one guy that gets like bullied, not bullied, but like I guess bullied like that. Like,
Well, there's
it's
a
funny.
reason why he won the Coach of the Year last year, right?
Hey, he's a great coach.
He's
a great coach.
So good.
Amazing player coach as well. So gotta give him that.
Ty Lue, Mike Dagnall, and
Mark, come on now.
Mike Brown.
Mike Brown.
Those
Oh,
are
those are the 3 M's.
and Eric Spoelstra, but he's like the god of all.
He's like Godfather coach. Yeah.
Suns. That's my next one.
Okay. Sounds good. We talk about that.
And again, I think it's just because a lot of it has to be injury. Like
Yeah. They've been injured so far. Booker, Beal, both been injured.
if in a perfect world, in a perfect simulation where everyone's healthy, they're probably taking a 1 or 2 seed.
Yeah.
But right now they're injured. They're going to be injured, like taking turns.
Hmm.
So it's not fair to put them so high. But you can't even put them in a place where they're not gonna.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
you expect like Durant, Booker by itself is like, okay, that's strong.
Yeah.
Then, yeah, Beal on that. Like, you can't put them lower than like 8.
And what was yours?
For me, at 8, I had Minnesota.
10th. That's 10th for me.
I believe in Minnesota.
They're so good. Well, like actually,
You can't say they're so good and put them at 10, Ryan. You cannot say that. You cannot say
But,
that.
okay,
Ryan.
okay.
I didn't say that about the Thunder. I said, hey, I don't think they're gonna. You can't say they're so good and put them at 10.
they're Rudy Gobert is not that disappointing anymore.
You know what? I'm taking victory lap, dude. Listen, I always believed in Gobert, man.
Did
When
you
I
draft
drafted him in our points league.
Okay.
I got shit on, man. Everyone's like, "Who the fuck drafted Gobert?" I'm like, bro, Gobert is a machine, man. And this season, he's been a machine and improved his free throw shooting. That's all I gotta say, man.
If they want to make a push for a 6th seed, I'm trading Cat.
Whew. That is a tough one, but
I'm trading Cat
might have to.
because Cat is just a bigger Towns. No, sorry. Cat
Cat's
is
a
just a bigger ant.
He's a bigger ant.
That's what I think.
Not even close. Towns is too soft to be ant.
But the only thing that's making up for it is his size.
You know what? He's a bigger Jordan Poole.
Yeah.
No, okay, that's too far.
You trade him to the Wizards.
No, no. Please, no, man. Trade him for Kisper, dude, if anyone. Fuck that.
Denny Advia.
Yeah, Denny, he's good, though. He can run that.
Bro, you're not. That's not a fair trade.
Yeah, it's not fair for the Wizards, man. Feel bad. Giving away Avdia for Towns. No, let me not shit on Towns. Towns has been pretty lackluster so far, but it's not like he's playing bad. It's like his role in the offense is kind of murky. Like you don't know where he fits, to be honest. It's late game, you're going to Ant. 100 times out of 100.
And he's not that great on defense either.
Definitely not. Gobert makes up for that.
And Vanderbilt. What is it? Is it Vanderbilt?
No, it's
what's
McDaniels, man.
McDaniels, my bad.
He has been.
I'm thinking of the Lakers right now.
I watched one. I think it was against the Celtics. That was the game where it went to overtime. Holy moly, man! Ant and McDaniels in particular. McDaniels is top 5 defender in the league.
I swear, the Raptors faced the Timberwolves in the first game of the
Oh
season.
my God, Jalen
right?
and Jaden.
Bro, it was so tight just because like they just kept locking us up.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was tough, and we just like we barely squeezed by like 3 or 5 points.
Listen, uh, Jalen McDaniels and Anthony Edwards as like your top two defenders. That's scary, man. That's really, really
And
scary.
that's on the perimeter only, because when you get into the
It's
inside,
Gobert in
it's
there.
Gobert there.
Like, bro, this team is really built.
That's what I mean. Like,
solidly.
why
I'll
do
be
you like if you need to move on from someone, you move Cat
You have to. You have to.
because he's a liability, but he's not really contributing too much anymore.
Yeah, what I would love is to get a solid 3, or maybe a 4. It depends on where you want to play McDaniels.
Mhm.
Gobert at the 5, McDaniels at the 4 or 3, Ant at the 2, Conley at the 1. You're missing one piece, and that team is a championship contender. In my opinion, I think it is.
They're going for the conference finals. I don't know about championship yet.
Yeah, I guess so. But I think Ant and Gobert can really make a run together. Gobert, he gets so underrated, man. Especially if he, like the way he's shooting his free throws now. If he keeps that up, solid on
We
both
keep
ends.
talking about Cat and Gobert, but we keep forgetting about Nas Reed.
Oh yeah, Nas Reed.
We keep forgetting about him.
Could he be that piece?
Ideally not.
Why not? I mean, really, he's a strong shooter from outside
Yeah,
and good energy. I mean, if you have
but then
Ants,
who do you have off the bench?
Nikhil Alexander-Walker, you have.
You don't have anyone. You don't have a big body off the bench.
You can also take a move. Maybe you trade Towns for a backup big as well, or like Towns for 2 pieces. A solid player that can contribute.
And a bench piece.
Like, I'm just gonna speak out of nowhere. Like, if you traded the Raptors,
OG Anunoby, or Pascal.
yeah, OG, and then get like maybe Boucher or Achua from them also. That could work.
That's not too bad actually.
That could work. Obviously, the Raptors don't do that.
We're not stupid.
Yeah, I mean, you never know. Maybe we are. We don't know what Bobby Wilster's thinking, but yeah, like that could be hypothetically, like
Yeah.
trade for a solid wing and then a backup big.
Yep.
For Towns.
Mhm.
So yeah, I think they're a
We'll
piece
see
away.
it.
That's
We'll
why I have them at 8. I believe in them.
10th, not too far off.
Yeah.
Who was your next seed?
I had the 9th. I had the Grizzlies.
Grizzlies are 11th. I know they had a really rough start, but I still think they'll shoot up. But I don't know how much, because 25 games without Ja is a lot.
It is, but they've had some unlucky losses.
Steven Adams is a big one. Like
Yeah.
no one's talking about it
Yeah, no one is talking
because
about that. That's
now
a
they're
backup
not
big.
grabbing boards.
Now they're playing Biombo. Like that, they just signed Biombo and they're playing him. That's how bad it's gone. Like usually you sign guys and like they're kind of
On the
outside.
third string.
Yeah, right. It's like
or it's
minimum
still-
players.
And they signed Bismack and it's just like
Immediately the
thrown
backup
into the
big.
fire.
Yeah, immediately the backup big. It sucks. That's how bad their situation has gone.
And Bane's been good,
He's been great. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really, really good.
but
yeah.
like it's you still need a second option. You still need a first option to help you. You can't carry a team by yourself in the West.
Yeah, I think they've gone kind of unlucky. Like, listen, I think Bane and Jaren Jackson can do enough to get you 500. It's just they've been unlucky, I feel like. And
Okay.
I want to put them high. Like for me, their range is like lowest like 10, 11, and their highest is like 3 or even 2. I think so because Ja makes that much of an impact on that team.
Yeah.
I really believe so. He's their engine. He's everything they run through.
He is.
So it's tough without him.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they're 9, but like
11th.
I don't know. Really long range for me. Really.
11th for me, and then for that was your 8th seed or 9th seed?
That was my 9 seed. Yeah.
I didn't say my 8th seed yet. That's
Oh.
the Clippers.
Okay.
But we've discussed it. It's just I don't know how the chemistry will work.
Yeah.
And I still don't think Westbrook and Harden will fit. But if they do, they can go up.
I
My
mean,
projections are no.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Because what's stopping them from not fitting? Like they're both ball dominant, but like Westbrook has taken a back seat on that.
Well, I just think
I think Harden's a real issue.
Harden's the one who claims he is the system. And I think Westbrook's out of that mindset. But because you're bringing Harden back in, he's going to want all the touches. The reason why he left Philly is because he's not scoring much anymore. And he
Okay.
wants to be that guy. Which is crazy that he wanted to go to the Clippers because
Wow.
you have
I
Kawhi,
don't think that's the reason. Then.
you have PG, and he wants to get paid. Because Steve Ballmer's just going to throw cash at him.
And he wants to
after
play with his friends.
If it's, yeah.
You think he's friends with Embiid? Fuck no, man. Embiid can't even speak English. But like, I see what you mean. Yeah.
I don't know. The talent's definitely there for a top seed, but chemistry wise, it's to be determined.
I feel like Harden, he's kind of in a rough spot. He hasn't played basketball in like a long, long time. He probably went on like a little hiatus because of the whole thing in Philadelphia. So it's tough
He's a liar.
it's tough to integrate him. Like I feel like he's kind of lost in his space right now because he's playing alongside three other stars. It's really tough to kind of fit in. Like you don't know where you're gonna be. I think that whole "I'm the system" talk is just like him just talking to talk. Like I think he really believes that he can fit in the system and work with these guys. So I don't know. I think it's tough the fit so far. I think it's gonna work out. Like I don't think he has that big of ego on a team with like three other stars.
We'll see.
Yeah,
We'll see. If anything, Kawhi is going to be like, stop. And then Harden will stop.
he's like, my fault, man.
Yeah. Board man gets
George
paid.
is Paul George is the goat though.
Pelicans are ninth.
I had them at 10. Yeah,
I just like their game.
yeah.
And this might be like a weird statement to say, but if a team offered me the right package, I am shipping out Zion.
That's not
Yeah.
crazy to say. Like he's been unhealthy. That's about it. Like he's a good player, but he's unhealthy.
So would you send him to one of the bottom teams?
For what?
So let's say LaMelo was offered.
LaMelo for Zion?
Straight up.
It's tough. I think that's a really close one. I think I gotta take LaMelo just because of the injury history. Like
But he's been more available though, too.
who LaMelo, right?
LaMelo's been more
Yeah,
available.
that's what I mean. Like
yeah.
I'd take LaMelo because I mean he fills the point guard role, frees up Ingram as the real number one option,
yeah.
and you'll see how that works after that. You know, I don't know. I think you gotta take the healthier player. That's I don't know, he's about the same age, aren't they? So,
Probably.
yeah.
What if it was, let's say, like Scoot?
Scoot for
Yeah,
Zion.
Yeah.
Fuck no, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that because you have Ingram and CJ who are both like 29. You're not gonna trade for a 21-year-old.
Okay.
Like LaMelo is like probably the cutoff of the age that I would take because he's around
I
like
swear Ingram's a little younger than the 29. He's like probably like 25
Ingram's 25.
or 26.
No, he's at least 28. He was drafted in 2017.
He's the same age as Lonzo.
Is he actually?
Yeah, same age as Lonzo.
Hey, you know what? CJ's 29, so it's tough. I mean, listen, their whole roster's old. Like it's, I mean, unless you want to go for the youth movement and move Ingram or CJ, I don't know. Because if you trade for your Scoot, you're putting Ingram in a situation where it's like Siakam, where it's like a or Siakam and VanVleet, where it's like these two older guys, and you're trying to build around younger guys as well. It's like it doesn't really work.
Yep.
So I don't know. You're putting CJ into a tough spot, and Ingram.
Pelicans 9th seed. I think they're pretty good. That's a respectable spot for them.
Yeah,
They have the potential to go like very high.
I don't
If
know about
everyone's
that.
healthy.
With that team,
You saw it last year.
with the teams in the West now, I don't know. Back then, for sure.
Zion is a top 10 player when plays.
When he plays, yeah, okay.
So that's and you have so much good supporting pieces around that. I don't see why not.
I mean, let's look at the rest of the West. Let's be like.
All right.
So top 10 guys, Nuggets have one, Suns have one, the Warriors have one, the Lakers have one. You would say, the Mavericks have one. That's like 5 teams already.
Yeah.
And past that, it's like Zion with Ingram. Is it better than, what is it, Sabonis and Fox? Probably. Okay,
It's better.
I would say so.
It's better.
They're not better than the Clippers.
Clippers have 3 guys. Let's say Clippers have 3 guys.
I'll say 2 with PG and Kawhi. They're not better than them. And then I think they're on the same plane as Edwards and Towns, probably.
I think they're better than Edwards and Towns.
Okay. Yeah.
Everyone else is kind of just like now we're entering territory. We're just like, they could not make the playoffs.
Yeah, exactly. And I had the Thunder at 11.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm sorry, man. I just
Don't worry about it.
Yo.
You'll forgive me when I'm right.
I'll forgive you when you're right. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? Man?
Wait, did I fuck up my words?
You did, right?
Okay.
You did.
I'll be right. Grizzlies at 11th, but we've gone over this. I just don't know about the 25 game absence.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Like 1 to 11 or like 2 to 11, it's like you put any team there, I'm like, all right, I can see the case.
yeah,
I really could see.
because
the
it's
case.
just too strong of a conference.
way too strong. And these 3 bummy teams. I mean,
4.
4, yeah, 4.
Who do you have?
Well, the Rockets, I have
Rockets,
to
I have
because they have actual players on that team.
They have
They have real players.
players that can actually.
They have a real roster.
Yeah, same with me. Rockets are 12.
Yeah, because I mean, You have Van Vliet, cool. Green, cool. But Şengün, Jabari, Jayshawn Tate, Tari Eason, these are guys that you can depend on to win you at least like enough games to put you there. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there's not much to say about those guys. Şengün's number one option.
13
I had the Jazz.
Blazers.
I had them last, man. I had them like dead last, and I had them as the worst team in the league.
Really?
Bro, have you seen them play? It is like sorry basketball, man.
I know, but I think it's going to be a season where they're gonna, because Shaden Sharp's been going off, and then you give it to the young guys. They're gonna win. They're just gonna play pickup ball. They're gonna win a few.
That's gonna win you games.
Yeah.
Over Greg Popovich as a coach and over Larry Markkinen.
Well, they're not gonna play Wemby every game.
Obviously not, but I think that team is solid. Like the
It's
Blazers, it's a bad coach, bad players, and like you're probably gonna move Brogdon,
You're moving.
and you might move Grant.
You're probably moving Grant.
And after that, it's like, man, you're left with sorry ass. Like, I love DeAndre Ayton, but man, he's been really, really lackluster. Like, so he's not dominating, man. He's not. He's dominating, dude. He's fucking trash.
Well, he's scoring 8 points, and then it's just like, oh, I'm dominant.
He's taking like 2 shots. Like, bro, what are you doing?
All right, you might make a good case. I might have to switch up on that. I don't know. I just thought like Shaden Sharp was going off. I might just have to.
No, I mean, it's your predictions. You don't gotta change it. I'm just making my argument for it.
Fair.
I feel like I'm just sharing on you this whole podcast. I'm sorry, man.
San Antonio's number 14.
Yeah, 14. It's tough to see them win. I mean, they just got blown out by the Knicks, so it's.
Yeah.
But obviously, I say I'm not reactionary, but like, that roster is not built to win right now. They know it too. So.
I mean, what Sohan's their starting point guard, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is a cool. It's a cool option. I'm not gonna disagree on that, but it's gonna be a tough season if Vassell's not improving that much.
Okay, well, Vassell he's been like maxi levels good in my opinion.
Really?
He just has been playing. He's on injured. He came back from minutes limit. Early in the season, he only took a few shots, and now he's blowing up. Like even last game, like him and Maxey, I feel like are so similar. And I think Vassell has been playing really solid.
I guess just in a different situation, different team, right?
Yeah, Vassell he has the potential to be great. When I watch the Spurs, listen, I feel like on the TV, every other game I watch is just like Sun Spurs. I swear I've seen it 3 times. But like Vassell is really, really strong. Like I like Vassell. He's my guy.
Fair.
But still 14.
14?
Yeah.
And Jazz 15 for me. But I know you have him a little higher.
Like those 4, like you can change them.
Yeah.
However you want.
Yeah.
So it's fair enough.
That's the standings. So
that's the real standings that are gonna happen. Like that's our real standings.
That's the projected standings that's gonna happen. We'll revisit this in a few weeks.
No, this is actually what's gonna happen. Like end of the season, this will be it. That will be it. Like your East will be correct and my West will be correct.
Oh, that'd be sick.
True.
That'd be sick.
True statement. That'd be actually really crazy. But yeah.
Yeah, get your standings set for the playoffs. It's already been.
It's already set, yeah.
It's scripted.
It's scripted. Sorry to tell you guys. You might never see us again after we leak this.
Yeah, just keep us in your hearts, you know.
Yeah, we're gonna get kidnapped by the black vans LeBron has. So it's all good. It's all good.
And yeah, that's episode 2.
That's episode 2 of season 2.
Of season 2.
Sheesh, man. In person, bro. With the spaghetti ready spaghetti vase, dude. So yeah, we'll see you guys in another 2 weeks. Peace.